Thank you. Yeah, a good copy here. Let's see what Joel thinks. AI6DG. Did you receive that?
Very well. Like, wow. I'm looking very hard for any pops. I do not see any. Wow. So it's exceptionally clean. Although, oddly enough, I think I heard kind of a staticky or wind type of noise on top of it, but I see absolutely no effect in the image of what I was hearing, so I'm not sure what I was hearing. So we're looking at a picnic table, a straight key, a phone, a KX3, a PX3, a laptop, a Bofang, a Binomore, or however you pronounce it, battery, a backpack, some cases. Anyway, I recognize this table. This is from the North Hills Radio Club Winter Field Day practice run this past Sunday. Beautiful day. I think I recognized this setup when I did a walk around and said hi to everyone. And I'm sure that everyone involved with this was having fun and that everything worked well. Maybe not worked, but had a good time finding out what didn't work and figuring out a way to make it work. So we must have been doing contacts. It's on the laptop screen. I can't quite tell, but logging software, WSJTX, back to net, AI6DG.
Thank you. George, N6YG, do you have any comments?
It came over here perfect. I don't see any pixel pops, but in this type of image, it would be difficult to spot them. See, it looks like a little lithium ion or lithium poly. LiFe PO4. LFE. I'm just going to start calling those LFE batteries. That's what they are. The industry named them LiFe PO4, which is kind of a ridiculous thing. They call them LFEs. Anyhow, yeah, I don't have a whole lot to add other than the radio in the background looks to be a Yaesu FT3DR, maybe a 4 or the 5. I can't tell if that's. I think the only difference between those really is the orange button, and of course the Elecraft and a key, and looks like someone's got an app open on their a mapping app open on their cell phone there. So yeah, the picture came over great. N6YG back to net.
James, go ahead and describe what's going on in this photo. A6DG.
Thanks, Bill. Yeah, this was at Jan Park on Sunday with North Hills Radio Club. AI6DG was there with an impressive setup as well. Yeah, that's an FTD5. That's my laptop with Ham Radio Deluxe hooked to the KX3 and the PX3, and I have the KX3 paddles there and a CW Moore straight key, which I use pretty well. It surprises me how well that $35 key works, actually. And then the thing that I was experimenting with here was the antenna. I used 18 gauge wire, 43 feet, non-resident length, on the red terminal for that binding post. It's a banana. I hooked it to a banana plug and plugged it in. And then the black side is 4 10-foot radials. And I got a contact in Chile on 10 watts on CW, so it worked. I count that as working. AE6JG.
AE6JG N6HA. Yeah, thank you. That's very interesting. Cool. Joel, AI6DG, do you have a photo for us?
Quick comment. I heard the same noise while he was talking that I did on the photo itself, so you're not full fighting into the repeater. So let's see, close this window, and do I have tone?
Good tone, go ahead.
PD 120.
Yeah, thanks for the photo. Bill, K6KRQ, did you receive the photo, and do you have any comments?
This is Bill, K6KRQ. I certainly did. Tonight seems like zero or near zero pixel pop night. I got it real good. And I know what this is. This is the North Hills Radio Club Christmas party. There I am in the tan shirt. There I can see I have incipient baldness coming on there. But anyway, a good time was had by all. That's a great picture. And by the way, Bill, you sound like a professional net operator. You're really something to aspire to. Back to you, Bill, K6KRQ.
6KRQ, November 6th Hotel Alpha. Thanks for the kudos. Appreciate it. KP4MD Carol, do you have any comments about this photo?
Yeah, thank you very much for this picture, Joel. And yes, I do recognize people there from the North Hills Radio Club. Unfortunately, I could not attend. I was invited to this, but I could not attend because exactly at the same time, River City Arcs had a board meeting that was really important to attend because we were settling some very important matters. So I would have really loved to attend with you there. But perfect picture. I don't think I see a single pixel pop in all of that picture. We have a really, really good propagation, and I think Beal has got the night off or something with the pave pause. So back to net control. This is Kilo Papa 4 Mike Delta.
N6PGQ.
N6PGQ, Bob. Yeah, I'll add you to the list here. Thank you for joining us. Okay, is there anybody else that wants to check in now that it's back to net control? N6HA. Okay, let's go back to Joel for his description of the photo. Go ahead, Joel. What are we seeing here?
Yeah, really good turnout at the Christmas dinner for North Hills this year, back in December. Actually, I was worried we were going to run out of places for people to sit. So we've got Les and Matthew talking with Kayla in the foreground. We got Anders standing in the background. I don't know if he's about to. I think he's about to do his presentation on the year. He had an amazing presentation of everything that we've done and that happened to the club over the course of the year. Gets Steve standing with his back to us in the background on the right, with the door prizes sitting on the table, well, behind him, from our perspective. And it was a wonderful event. I'm not sure I recognize anyone else by name, although certainly I see familiar faces. Carol, River City has their party in this room also, don't they?
Sorry, yeah, we this year we had our party at the Black Bear Diner meeting room. Over.
That's right. That does ring a bell. I mean, I know that multiple organizations are using this room over the course of the year, but that's really it. I'm interested if anyone else has any other names to the faces that are there. Back to net, AI6DG.
Thank you. Good photo. Very few pixel pops tonight, so Beal must be on vacation. I think you're right. I do recognize a few people here, so great. Thank you for sharing. George, N6YG, do you have any photos for us? N6HA.
As a matter of fact, I think I have one spooled up and ready to go. Let me double check and make sure I have a tone.
good tone. That looks like a good-looking QSL card. Let's see what James thinks about it. A6JG, did you get the photo?
I did, and it came through perfectly like all the other images tonight. I can't see any pixel pops. N5J confirms the following two-way QSOs with N6YG. That's a very neat card. I look forward to hearing about that from George. Bill, are you copying me okay? Am I hitting the repeater?
Yeah, you're on the repeater. There's a little bit of a wind noise in the background, though. Maybe a fan?
Could be a fan. I'm moving away from the radio. That could be better.
The same for me, but keep playing with it. It's a good net to test those things. I always play around with my audio and listen to the YouTube recording after and see what works. I still haven't figured it out. Bob, N6PGQ, do you have any comments about the photo?
Yeah, really good photo. No pixel pops in the black, and you can't see them in the card. Quality came through well. You can read the Northern California DX Foundation ink, and N5J confirms the following two-way QSOs with N6YG. Really good QSL card. I'd like to hear the details. N6PGQ.
Thank you. Yeah, it's a nice-looking card. A lot of contacts on there listed too. Mostly CW, looks like. So, George, tell us more about it. N6YG and N6HA.
Yeah, that was that's the Jarvis Island DXpedition. I think I got 10 band slots on them, and the card came back. Ordered it through Clublog. I really like that organization, or that service. Clublog.org is really nice. If you like working DXpeditions, which is one of my favorite things to do. Mostly CW, some FT8, one single sideband QSO. They weren't working a lot of SSB. And boy, this was a tough one. They were, getting over that East Coast wall. was quite challenging. Everybody on the East Coast calling them, and here we are on the West trying to work them. It would have been nice if some of these some of these de-expeditions would be a little more professional in their operations, like I've heard them do before, where they'll call areas, you know. So working in the de-expeditions, there's a lot of over the years, a lot of tricks that I learned as far as propagation and especially looking at the cluster to find out what times a day the different bands are being heard near you. So I use DX Labs, and it downloads all the information from the DX clusters, and it allows you to create searches and query it. And so it's really useful for determining and predicting when you will be able to hear a location. They're like the de-expedition, when you're going to be able to hear them on what band and what modes and so on by just configuring your searches to see when other people are hearing them in what areas. And then you combine that with with the propagation prediction software over at what is it, Voice of America VOA Cap, and so that's kind of how I work these. There was one this isn't the one. There was one just recently where I managed to make it into the top 10 on the leaderboard of all the stations working on them. So that was a first for me. I've been in the top 100 before, but never in the top 10. So not bad for 100 watts and a wire antenna. Anyhow, back to net, N6YG.
Very cool. Yeah, that's awesome. I've paid to get a QSL card before from Club Log. It's a nice service. You're right. And those guys, they really go out of their way to set up those de-expeditions, so they deserve any extra money they can handle. So very neat. Cool. Thanks for sharing. K6KRQ N6HA, do you have any photos for us?
I do. This isn't like a great picture. It's got a lot of washed out sky, but it does serve a purpose. So here we go. Hey, I don't know what happened. I started hearing everything out of my computer. I've been moving it around, so I aborted.
We weren't getting any modulation on our side. It was just dead air.
Continue on. Let me see if you can find out what I did, and come back to me.
Sure, yeah, we'll come back to you. KP4MD, do you have a photo for us, N6HA?
Yes, I do, and it's coming over PD120.
Thank you. Yeah, great copy here. I heard a little bit about this, but I'll let someone else describe what they saw. Joel, AI6DG, did you receive the photo, and do you have any comments?
Okay, so International Amateur Radio Union HF World Championship Certificate for Operating Achievement KP4MD stroke P. Zone 11 winner, 75 plus multipliers, score 165,416. Single operator CW, only low power, first place Puerto Rico, first place North America. 256 plus QSOs, 2024. Is the various text with, it looks like the background's a globe of Earth centered on Europe. And so, yep, look forward to hearing more. AI6DG, back to net.
Thank you. Bob, N6PGQ, do you have any comments? N6HA.
Well, some people toot their own horn, but this is really cool. Congratulations, Carol. This is 2024. Be interested to know what time of year it was and how many different bands you were successful on. Quality of the picture is really, really good. I don't know where the pixel pops have gone tonight, but they sure aren't real obvious. So I'm going to be interested to hear all about it. N6PGQ.
Thanks, Bob. Carol, KP4MD, can you describe your photo to us? I think we're all excited to hear more.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, this is KP4MD. Well, since George decided to post his fancy QSL card, and we're bragging, I said, let me go ahead and put this up too. This is an award for working that contest. It's the International Amateur Radio Union HF World Championship, which is a contest held on the second weekend of July. And at that time, I was at my condo down in Puerto Rico, right by the ocean. And this is one of the contests that I do operate during the year. And I put in a total of 19 hours out of 24 hours in operating this contest. And really, really prepared for it very, very well. Operated 40, 20, 15, and 10 meters. And I had a total of, I think it was about 425 or so contacts. And the multipliers are what really bring up the score high. A lot of the contacts were in Europe, many in South America as well, but many, of course, in the United States and North America. The stations that really give high multipliers in this particular contest are the national headquarters for each country, each country's representative organization. In the United States, of course, the ARRL. In Great Britain, it's the RSGB, and every country has their own headquarters, and some of them have special call signs too, with a suffix HQ. So it was very intense, and this was my best score ever. So I beat all my previous scores, and I don't know if I'll be able to replicate this very much as the solar cycle starts waning. But we had excellent propagation, and there were no solar flares or radio blackouts during this contest, which is really, really unusual. This is my fourth such award since I've participated, but in this particular contest. But this is my very highest score that I've ever had. So that's it, and turn it back to Net Control. It's KP4MD.
KP4MD and 6HA. Very impressive. I don't think any of us are surprised that you were able to achieve this award, but it's always cool to really see it. So that's awesome. CW only and low power. So that's really neat. And I guess the sea probably helped you out too, being in Puerto Rico. That's really cool. Okay, Bob, a photo for us?
I do, and it should be PD-120 and 6 PGQ.
Thank you. Yeah, either PavePause turned on their transmitter again, or I think maybe you had low power. It's a kind of rough copy here, but we'll see what other people have received. James, AE6JG, what do you see?
Yeah, a rough copy. It's a contest log, is my guess. I can make out the states. Looks like most of the states are obtained. I don't know if blue or green. There's one blue. Well, anyway, I get it, and it's a contest log, a very rough copy, but it came through. AE6JG.
Thank you. N6YG George, what did you see?
I think I'm going to concur. It looks like a contest log on a Windows computer, or at least on a computer. I see that the taskbar down below. So yeah, a real rough copy here. A lot of noise on the signal into the repeater. The repeater was solid, but there was quite a bit of noise on the signal. So back to net. N6YG.
Yeah, very rough copy here. Looks like you got all the multipliers except for maybe something in, I think that's 7 land. I can't tell, but yeah, I know this logger. This is the one people like to use for field day. It's like a one-time purchase thing. Very tempted to buy it myself, but go ahead, Bob. Describe what you sent. N6PGQ, N6HA.
Well, I was just looking, and it probably would have worked better if I'd switched to the right antenna after doing the 2-meter net, but oh well, sorry about that. This is my reminder, and I've done it on the other two nets this evening. The contest is coming this weekend. It's the North American QSO Party contest. It goes from 10 o'clock in the morning until 10 o'clock at night our time. And the comment was exactly backwards. We only made one contact on 80 meters and had to make it so that we had a contact on all the bands except 160. So the reminder is get your radio going. The band conditions have been good, and as we go on in the years, it's not going to get any better. So now's the time to get on the air. N6PGQ.
That's a good reminder. Yeah, I like to do contests myself, and I didn't realize that the North American QSO party was coming up. I know the Winter Field Day is next weekend also. So it's going to be a big contest weekend. That'll be fun. I'll have to go down to Jam Park and have some fun with all those folks setting up. Okay, I think we're going to go back to Bill, K6KRQ. Did you want to send a tone to see if you figured out your issue?
All right. Anything?
Great tone. Sounded good.
Here we go.
Excellent copy here. I think I heard someone trying to break in. Is that Ken? Go ahead, station.
No, it's me, Bob. I tried to get in there on time. Excuse me, my brain's gone. The North American QSO party is this weekend. Winter Field Day is next weekend. N6PGQ.
Okay. Oh, that's perfect. Then I'll be able to actually do more Winter Field Day too. Cool. Thank you for sharing. Yeah, excellent copy here. Let's go to who hasn't gone? Carol, KP4MD. Did you receive the photo?
Yeah, yeah. This is KP4MD. I received it. Perfect copy. No pixel pops whatsoever. Super clear. The sky is really bright white. I guess had to do that to make the contrast out of the. That's some kind of cannon on a humongous. I wonder if that's on a rail car. It looks like it's on railroad tracks, but and it's also camouflage. I have no idea what this thing is, but it is absolutely humongous. So. Thank you very much for sharing this, and I'm really curious to hear about it. Back over to Net Controls, KP4MD.
Thank you. George, N6YG, what do you see? N6HA.
One heck of an antenna launching system. No, but in all seriousness, this picture came over great. It's a perfect example of the limited dynamic range of film and cameras in general. They've exposed for the point of interest, but there's absolutely no detail in the sky and no detail in the shadows. So it's probably color print film. So might be a modern cell phone picture, but modern cell phone pictures have upwards of 11. Some of the better cameras might have 14 stops of dynamic range. Print film, I believe, had about 7 stops of dynamic range. So this looks like print film to me, possibly, of big giant artillery. Man, I imagine you need some pretty good hearing protection. I don't even know if you could be around this thing when it goes off. The concussion would be interesting. Anyhow, we'll send it back to Net, N6YG.
Yeah, very cool photo. I like this. Giant. And it seems like you're awfully close. I wonder if you actually got a chance to go up and sit in it. So K6KRQ, Bill, describe your photo. What are we seeing?
This is K6KRQ. George was kind of on the right track on the picture quality. I took this like 20-something years ago I think it was like a 2.5 megapixel digital camera or something. It was like one of the first ones I had. But that's why the sky's all washed out. It was actually a nice day. But, I couldn't let James outgun me when he showed those pictures of those AAA guns, so I had to put something up there bigger. That's a rail gun used by the Wehrmacht in Italy when the Allies invaded in World War II. It's an 11-inch gun, and yes, you can go up to it, but you can't, sit in it or anything. And that was at the same place a few weeks ago, the picture I put up of the armor on the lawn at Aberdeen Proving Ground. So if you want a good picture of it, if you'll Google N6NA, Wikipedia's got a picture, almost that view of it, but it's much better. But I didn't want to be a cheater and send that picture. So that's that. Back to you, Bill, K6KRQ.
George?
That makes perfect sense. Early digital had very poor dynamic range, and normally in print film, you would, if you have the blown out highlights like that, you would see grain in that. You would see the grain, and a much more grainy image. So yeah, that makes sense. I remember those early digital cameras. Anyhow, back to Net, N6YG.
It's a really neat photo. Thanks for sharing. That's cool. I might have to go see that in person one day. I see the image on Wikipedia. You're right. It's very good quality. But it's always nice to share your own photos. So now it's my turn. It's going to be a little different. So as I send it, I like you guys to think of a movie. This is actually a hint for another group I interact with about a movie. So this should help you decide the title of the movie, potentially. So I just thought I'd share this, and we'll see how it goes. Let me get a tone real quick, though. Can you hear a tone?
Yes.
All right, was that yes?
Yes, you had good tone.
Okay, here we go. This is going to be PD-120, and think of a movie title, N6HA. Okay. Hopefully you guys thought of a movie title. You could also describe the photo, but think hard about what movie this might be. It's the title of the movie. James, AE6JG, did you receive the photo? What do you think?
Yeah, that's from the movie Bubblegum Chameleon. Excellent movie. A perfect picture. Colors are great. I can't see any pixel pops. I'm curious to find out what this is from, one of those jump houses or something. Anyway, very neat. AE6JG.
Thank you. Yeah, it was not bubblegum lizards. I think that's what you said. But good guess. Joel, AI6DG, did you receive the photo? Do you have any guess of what the film could be?
Bubble gum chameleon? What? I have no idea what you're talking about. All I'm just looking at is in awe and admiring the very bright, vivid colors of all the balls. And I guess it's a plastic chameleon in the center or something. I see a slight moire pattern, I think, on some of the red balls. That's interesting. I've usually only seen that in solid. Well, I guess it is solid color, but usually, like blacks and white background, skies and types of stuff. Why is it only red? It must be something about the color red and the signal to noise ratio, the color red within this slow scan TV signal. There is a slight bar right across the tail of the chameleon, so that must be where the repeater ID'd. Very pretty picture. Back to net, AI6DG.
Thank you. Yeah, with the low amount of noise we have today in the propagation, I thought this picture would be very good to see how vivid we could get with slow scan images. Before I tell you what the movie is and about the photo, does anyone actually have a guess before I tell you? N6AJ.
N6YG.
George, what do you think?
You've got me laughing here. This is actually the image came over fantastic. Good test for my system. I finally discovered, by the way, what was causing the moire pattern. I was receiving occasionally in some images that was really driving me nuts. Completely gone now. For some reason, MMS TV kept defaulting to zero crossing as the demodulator I'd manually set it to Hilbert transform, which is what we should all be using, and I'd open it up and it'd be set to zero crossing again. So I'm not sure what was causing that. The first thing that came to mind when I saw this picture start rolling down until that little chameleon or whatever it was popped up, I kept for some reason the Gumball Rally came to mind. And weren't you just down in Long Beach? So that's what kind of came to mind. So back to net, N6YG. My wife says Walt Disney threw up.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, I was down in the Bay Area recently, Long Beach. Well, not Long Beach, Bodega Bay is where I was at. So I'll tell you guys the movie. The suspense is killing you, I'm sure. So that's a lot of balls, and that's supposed to be a dragon. So it's Dragon Ball Z. Well, Dragon Ball Evolution is the movie, and I was down in Stockton, and our group, we actually are a group that watches bad movies. So we provide hints throughout the week to kind of hype up the film and have people guess. And this is the one that actually got someone to guess the name of the actual movie. So Dragon Ball Evolution is the movie, and I'm a part of a bad movie club. We started around the pandemic time, and we've kept it going. So it's been a lot of fun. So I'm glad to share this with you. This is actually my daughter's ball pit in Stockton. My mom bought this for her, so it's very shallow, and she has a toy lizard that is supposed to be the dragon. So yeah, I thought I'd share that. Is there anything else before we close it? Does anyone else want to send another photo or any other comments before we move on? N6AJ.
K6KRQ.
The double, but I heard Bill there. K6KRQ, go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to say, on YouTube, the clarity of this picture is something else, and the color's just explosive. But I got it super snowy. I don't understand that, so maybe I got some configuration screwy still. But Anyway, outrageous the colors in this. They really, the audience should be in awe of the colors coming out of it. So that's all I wanted to say, Bill. K6KRQ.
Thank you. Yeah, this is a great night for slow scan. I think we've been blessed by pave pause and other propagation. I've never seen such pure images before. I think everyone, I didn't see a single, mark, scratch, or any issues on any of these photos. So it's been a great night. Any other comments before we close the net?
Bill, this is James. After you close the net, if you can stand by for a minute, I have a question for you.
Roger that. Yeah, we'll go ahead and put a bow on it, and we'll call it a good net. So let me find. Okay, here's the script. Thanks to all who participated in tonight's slow scan net. We hope to see you again next Wednesday at 9 p.m. The net is officially closed at 9:57 p.m. This is Bill, November 6 Hotel Alpha, wishing you all a good evening. 73.
N6HA 6JG.
Yeah, go ahead, James.
Thanks for running the net. You really did an outstanding job. Appreciate it. And the images were great tonight. Just fantastic. We had briefly talked about your presentation to the club. Are you able to do it next month in February?
Negative. No, I need more time. So March is the earliest I could do.
All right, good. I just wanted to check with you. Thank you for that, and thanks again for running the net. Well done.
Thanks. Yeah, it was fun. I had a good time. I think this was a good night for slow scan, so it was a nice, easy one to run.